Hello, everyone. Phoenix Tremayne here, giving you day 4 of Beyond Salem. But first, if you haven't done so, please take a minute to subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. I'd appreciate it. Please hit that like button so YouTube knows a good channel for soap fans. And we have a membership where you would have already seen this video because I put it in, early in the morning, and then, for everybody else in the afternoon. So thank you for being a member if you are a member, and if not, give it a try. We'd love to have you. Also, you can get exclusive videos and spoilers up to 2 weeks in advance. So it's good to be a member. Now we're going to get to this, what's going to be, I'm sure, a very short video because not a lot happened. What happened, I guess, needed to happen. But I felt like, this was the Bo and Hope reunion episode, which was basically what the whole chapter 2 is about. So not a lot of storyline progression happened other than everyone who's supposed to be in Hong Kong for that third and last prism actually showed up. And so it begins with Steve and John being tied to a chair. Megan halfway comes in and she has those tarot cards, but now those tarot cards kind of like glow and move, and they're immediately, get into her to a trance, so she can send them off to Hong Kong to get that third prism. Gabby and Li Shin are uh, at the Hong Kong event where eventually Andrew shows up with Paul, and you've got Jen, Trip, and Joey. They're all just in there in the casino playing poker, and Gabby's playing blackjack. Like I said, they're just kind of coasting along in Hong Kong. I didn't really feel like there was any urgency. Only when it seemed like he was on guard or whatever was Trip. Joey's, meanwhile, he's trying to mac on Jen, and like they're dancing, and I'm like, your father was kidnapped. This Harris Michaels may show up. Somebody's coming for the prism. You guys aren't on guard. You're not really telling Li Shin that this whole thing is going to come crashing down, because everything's going on. They eventually do tell him by the end, but and then I still don't get it. Andrew and Paul, he's like, oh, we can't. He noticed Joey. He's like, oh, that's my cousin. We got to get out of here. Can't let him see me. And here's the thing: if they were at like a crime syndicate event or something to that effect, I would understand if they were in a room full of criminals, scared they're going to get caught or noticed. But they're at a Demira Gala event where people they know are there. And so it's not like they're surrounded by danger. They're expecting one person to show up to try and steal his prism. So while I understand those scenes, how they actually play out, where you go into a situation, you're in danger, you got to keep your identity hidden. It wasn't written that way. It was written that way from the character's point of view, but the reality of watching the show, you ain't in no danger. Why are you so scared about being found out, or being kicked out by security, when you could just be any person who had a ticket? It's not like they've got like photos of everybody who's supposed to be there. And like, once you get in with your ticket, they're just going to assume you're supposed to be there. They don't necessarily have to know your name. It's an investors meeting. Basically, it's an investor conference. You're just another freaking investor. So while I understand the way why they did what they did, but it wasn't written properly to make it feel like they're in, this dangerous situation where everyone around them in security and everyone is like could catch them at any moment. No. Joey saw Andrew. He's like, hey, Andrew. And then, like, oh, Paul? And oh, Paul knows them. And then Lee Shin comes over and Gabe's like, oh, hey, Trip, Joey, Paul, what's going on? So it's like a family reunion where where a couple of people that know everybody knew everybody. So that was pretty much Hong Kong. You know, we had John and Steve see Kayla and Marlena showed up. And I'm like, oh, so Marlena teleports too. So not only do we have Harris Michaels teleporting from Canada to Seattle, um, uh, well, how did Marlena in Days of Our Lives just was um, with Sammy talking about, trying to comfort her because the whole thing with Lucas blew up on the main show. And now she's on Beyond Salem. Like, how did that happen? That's not how his last episode, even in the last episode, they were all looking for Sammy. So, yeah. How did Marlena, I can understand Kayla, but how did, because Kayla's not really doing nothing on Days of Our Lives, but Marlena's in the middle of a storyline and she'll probably be on today's episode. So Marlena and Kayla see John and Steve, not knowing that they're in a trance, and so they take them up to the hotel room and tie them up. Let them know that Megan Hathaway is, the one in charge. She's not dead no more. And John and Marlene's like, John, you're not really going to tie me up. And John's like, you should be used to this because in my videos I always talk about John and Marlena take turns being kidnapped. So so it was really Marlena's turn to be kidnapped at this point. Next up, John, it's your turn to be kidnapped next. Except this time they're in Hong Kong, so they couldn't throw him in the mirror crypt like they normally do. So that's new. There's no Demir crypt to be tied up in, or wine cellar, Demir wine cellar. So, like I said, most of the episode was Bone Host reunion, and I guess this is the way they were because when I started watching like 10 years ago, Bo was already long dead. So, um, I was expecting a hug, and then they argued for like two or three, um, between two or three commercial breaks. So I'm like, they're still arguing before they got to the love. Angela had to come in and remind them, oh, you're like the great loves. And then, then didn't want to leave Evan. She's like, screw Sierra. I got Bo and Evan now. So she's like, I don't want to go. This is heaven. I got Bo back. And she doesn't know it, but like Harris killed Sierra because Sierra's being dumb. Though he was going to kill her anyway, but Bo kills Sierra because she wouldn't give him the prism. Ben has to really talk her down to get the prism. The priest shows up and he's like, what's going on? Oh my goodness. And then Harris kills him to let Sierra know he means business because Sierra, like, I'm not giving you the prism. You're just going to shoot us anyway. So surprised they didn't just shoot him anyway and take it. And also, I feel like Ben, who has been a superhero throughout Days of Our Lives ever since he got over being a serial killer, I thought he was going to get into action or something, but nope, that's not what happens. And I thought that they were going to look at the view screen and see Sierra getting killed and all this stuff going on and on there being held prisoner. No, it was mostly Hope saying, I don't want to go back to Earth. I want to stay here with you, Bo and Evan, because her dead son showed up too towards the end. But as I predicted in the previous video, Bo has the second chance. He gives that second chance to Hope. Now, the way the second chance worked was that it gave Hope an opportunity to go back to Earth, but Angela told her, you're not going to remember anything that happened in heaven as soon as you walk through those doors. Hope goes through the doors, and then Bo's like, oh no, Sierra's dead too. Look at she what she's going to. And Angela, nope, nope, nope. We got these remote controls in heaven because we not only can we watch you, but we can rewind time. So we get another little time travel situation. Instead of a time jump, it's a time backwards. So she's watching, rewinding on the TV screen. She turns time back to before Hope got shot. And then it goes back to them. They say their wedding vows. They look up to the window because of the glint, just like before she's about to get shot. And then we get our surprise that, the sister shows up, the nun, and, stops Thomas from pulling the trigger. And because Thomas wants to complete the job, the nun grabs the rifle, and then Harris gets shot in the shoulder. So instead of Hope getting killed, Harris gets shot in the shoulder and drops the gun. Megan Hathaway grabs the gun, and Hope says, "Oh shit." And then it ends with Steve and John with their guns drawn, about to go to the casino to get the prism now that's been unveiled, and it goes off. So this leaves me with my prediction probably going to be coming true, which is uh, Megan Hathaway will get the three prisms together to bring Bo back to life, sends Hope's back to life, and they'll probably go sailing off with baby Bo, Ben, and Sierra off into the sunset. So it looks like we're going to get option 2 of Bo coming back to life, being with his fancy face, and then they all go live off happily ever after off camera because they're not coming back to the show. So don't get your hopes up. This is just closure where they don't die. They're going to still be alive. They'll just be one happy family without Sean. There'll be one happy family without Sean and a baby he still thinks is his. so at least she got 1 out of 2 kids. Well, actually, technically 1 out of 3 kids because Evan's still in heaven. So that's it. I mean, I think his name Ethan. I keep saying Evan. I think his name is Ethan. But that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow with the finale of Beyond Salem to see if they all go sailing off into the sunset. Thanks for watching, and like I said, see you next video.